chess rating system is a system used in chess to calculate an estimate of the strength of the player, based on his or her performance versus other players. They are used by organizations such as FIDE, the US Chess Federation, International Correspondence Chess Federation, and the English Chess Federation. Most of the systems are used to recalculate ratings after a tournament or match, but some are used to recalculate ratings after individual games. In almost all systems, a higher number indicates a stronger player. In general, players' ratings go up if they perform better than expected and down if they perform worse than expected. The magnitude of the change depends on the rating of their opponents. The Elo rating system is currently the most widely used. The first modern rating system was used by the Correspondence Chess League of America in 1939. Soviet player Andrey Khachatoruv proposed a similar system in 1946. The first one that made an impact on international chess was the Ingo system in 1948. The USCF adopted the Harkness System in 1950. Shortly after, the British Chess Federation started using a system devised by Richard W. B. Clarke. The USCF switched to the Elo rating system in 1960, which was adopted by FIDE in 1970. Ingo system. The Ingo system was designed by Anton Hoeselinger and published in 1948. It was used by the West German Chess Federation from 1948 until 1992, when it was replaced by an Elo-based system, Deutsche Rating. It influenced some other rating systems. This is a simple system where players' new ratings are the average rating of their competition minus 1 point for each percentage point above 50 obtained in the tournament. Unlike most other systems, lower numbers indicate better performance. Harkness System. The Harkness System was invented by Kenneth Harkness, who published it in 1956. It was used by the USCF from 1950 to 1960 and by some other organizations. When players compete in a tournament, the average rating of their competition is calculated. If a player scores 50%, they receive the average competition rating as their performance rating. If they score more than 50%, their new rating is the competition average plus 10 points for each percentage point above 50. If they score less than 50%, their new rating is the competition average minus 10 points for each percentage point below 50. Example A player with a rating of 1600 plays in an 11-round tournament and scores 2 or 1/2 Euro 8 or 1/2 against competition with an average rating of 1850. This is 27.3% below 50%, so their new rating is 1850 Euro equals 1577. English Chess Federation System. The English Chess Federation grading system was devised by Richard W. B. Clarke and first published in 1958. Points are scored for every game played in a registered competition. A player's grade is calculated by taking the opponent's grade and adding 50 points for a win, subtracting 50 points for a loss, and taking the opponent's grade as it stands for a draw. For grading purposes, it is assumed that the opponent's grade is never more than 40 points above or below one's own. The ECF grades approximately 200,000 games a year. The grading season runs from June 1 to May 31. An ECF grade can be approximated to an Elo rating by multiplying by 7.5 and adding 700. An ECF grade of 100 is approximately 1450 Elo, while 200 ECF equals 2200 Elo. Elo rating system. The Elo system was invented by Arpad Elo and is the most common system. It is used by FIDE and other organizations. FIDE classifies tournaments into categories according to the average rating of the players. Each category is 25 rating points wide. Category 1 is for an average rating of 2251 to 2275, Category 2 is 2276 to 2300, etc. For women's tournaments, the categories are 200 rating points lower, so a Category 1 is an average rating of 2051 to 2075, etc. US Chess uses a modification of the Elo system, where the K-factor varies and there are bonus points for superior performance in a tournament. US Chess classifies players according to their rating. US Chess ratings are generally 50 to 100 points higher than the FIDE equivalents. Example Elo gives an example of calculating the rating of Lajos Portish, a 2635 rated player, in an actual tournament of 16 players, and scored 10.5 points. First, the difference in rating is calculated for each other player, subtracting the other player's rating from Portish's rating. Then the expected score against each player is determined from a table, based on this rating difference. For instance, one opponent was Vlastimil Hort, who was rated at 2600. The rating difference of 35 gave Portish an expected score of 0.55. The expected score is summed for each opponent, giving Portish a total expected score of 9.66. Then the formula is, new rating equals old rating plus car, WE, where K equals 10, W equals actual score, and W equals expected score. Portish's new rating is 2635 plus 10, 10.5 euro 9.66 equals 2643.4. Linear approximation Elo devised a linear approximation to his full system. With that method, a player's new rating is, where RNEW and rolled are the player's new and old rating respectively, D is the opponent's rating minus the player's rating, W is the number of wins, L is the number of losses, C equals 200 and K equals 32. The example of Portish with K equals 10, with the sum of the rating differences being 1620 is. US Chess used a modification of this system to calculate ratings after individual games of correspondence chess, with a caret equals 32 and C equals 200. Gleeko Rating System. The Gleeko system was invented by Mark E. Glickman as an improvement of the Elo system. The Gleeko 2 system is a refinement and is used by the Australian Chess Federation and some online playing sites. USA ICCF system. The ICCF USA used its own system in the 1970s. Now it uses the Elo system. Deutsche Leitungsel. The Deutsche Leitungsel system replaced the Ingo system in Germany. Chessmetrics. The Chessmetrics system was invented by Jeff Sonners. It is based on computer analysis of a large database of games and is intended to be more accurate than the Elo system. Chronology. 1933 The Correspondence Chess League of America is the first national organization to use a numerical rating system. It chooses the short system which clubs on the west coast of the U.S. had used. In 1934 the CCLA switched to the Wald-James percentage system but in 1940 returned to a point system designed by Kenneth Williams. 1942 Euro Chess Review uses the Harkness system, an improvement of the Williams system. 1944 The CCLA changes to an improved version of the Williams system devised by William Wilcock. A slight change to the system was made in 1949. 1946 The USSR Chess Federation uses a non-numerical system to classify players. 1948 The Ingo system is published and used by the West German Chess Federation. 1949 The Harkness system is submitted to the USCF. The British Chess Federation adopts it later and uses it at least as late as 1967. 1950 The USCF starts using the Harkness system and publishes its first rating list in the November issue of Chess Life. Ruben Fine is first with a rating of 2817 and Sami Reshevsky is second with 2770. 1959 The USCF names Alpad Elo the head of a committee to examine all rating systems and make recommendations. 1961 Elo develops his system and it is used by the USCF. It is published in the June 1961 issue of Chess Life. 1970 FIDE starts using the Elo system. Bobby Fischer is at the top of the list. 1978 Elo's book on his rating system is published. 1993 Deutsche Leitungsel replaces the Ingo system in Germany. 2001 the Gleeko system is published. 2005 Chessmetrics is published by Jeff Sonners. See also, Chess Engine Rating Lists, Sports Rating System, List of FIDE Chess World Number 1s. Notes. References, Elo, Arpad, The Rating of Chess Players, Past and Present, Arco. ISBN 0-668-04721-6, Harkness, Kenneth, The Official Chess Handbook, Mackay, Hooper, David. Wild, Kenneth, The Oxford Companion to Chess, Oxford University Press, ISBN 0-19-280049-3, Just, Tim. Berg, Daniel B., U.S. Chess Federation's Official Rules of Chess, Mackay, ISBN 0-8129-3559-4, Lawrence, Alabama, Ratings, Rules, and Rockets, USCF Second Decade, 1949–1958, Chess Life 2009, 9. External links, ChessBase article, Chessmetrics website, approximate USCF ratings, Elo system and chess rating calculation in FIDE, interactive world map of FIDE country rankings, complete world chess rating list, a two-dimensional measure of chess performance.